Good morning and welcome to Crypto Charts Daily. I'm your host, Tanner, and since this is the first episode, I'll give you a brief introduction. I am a level 2 Coinbase VIP with over six figures verified profits this year, and I've been trading full time now for the past few years, but I have been paying attention to crypto since 2017. I don't want this channel to at all be focused on myself though. I want this strictly to be about technical analysis and a market update for you guys, every morning consistently giving you guys direction and a fresh outlook on the crypto markets every morning. Unfortunately, I already recorded this morning. 40 minutes of content uh, disappeared into the cloud. I have no idea where it went. CapCut just didn't upload the file correctly or something. So bear with me. It is quite frustrating when stuff like this happens. Also, it's the first episode, so I'm gonna be a little all over the place. My nerves are a little high. I'm not the best at talking to myself, and I want this first episode to be good. Today is the first. It is Labor Day. So with that introduction out of the way, let's jump right into it. And again, bear with me. This is the first episode. As I get more comfortable, things will get faster, better, quicker, etc. So jumping right into coin market cap here, as you guys could see, the 24-hour volume has increased 34%, as well as the market cap hovering at $3.7 trillion. We're at a 39 on the Fear and Greed Index and 50% on altcoin season. Now let's get right into the technical analysis. Starting off with Bitcoin here, as you guys could see, Bitcoin has been uptrending pretty strong, finding resistance at about 120 here, And if we take the most recent breaks of structure here, we could find support zones at about 88,000 and a support here at about 104. If we continue the uptrend, we have a beautiful order block here at about 124. So if we find support at 105, or if we end up breaking this small support here, again, that broke this high here, if we find resistance at this area, then we'll probably push down to about $88,000. And if we break that low, then price will retrace to this accumulation zone of $60,000. I am thinking it is very likely in the next few days price pushes down into this zone. If we see it start to find support here, we can probably expect it will rally up to 124 or maybe get rejected here and push back down, but we will see. Jumping into Ethereum here. Again, Ethereum, strong push off of that 1300, 1400 price level, that support. Jumping into Ethereum here, we can see we've broken highs, flipping the support and resistance zone here at 3,500. So over the next few days, if we don't end up holding this support that broke this high, I think price will retrace down into this order block and this now support zone at 3,500 and look for the highs of 49.50 to be targeted. Jumping into XRP here, as we could see, XRP also had a strong impulsive move to break highs, tried to hold its relative support and resistance flip for a few weeks here. And now, as you can see, we are now flipping, creating a resistance here at 283. If price continues to resist this and doesn't break above in the next few days, I think we'll continue down to the next support zone, which is $2.47. But if we do end up breaking the high of about 286 and closing above it on the daily charts, we could retest 283 and head up to our highs of about $3.60. But again, guys, this was a huge zone. And you could call it accumulation, a bull flag, but I would have loved to see this support and resistance support zone hold, because it's now flipping resistance and you could expect more downside. All right, guys, jumping into the altcoins, starting with Binance Coin. Let's get on the daily chart here. As you can see, same story for a lot of the coins, breaking highs and now retracing back down to their relative support zone. I would expect Binance Coin to retrace down to its relative order block low to about 700. If we don't bounce around 770 and we end up rejecting that area, we'll probably push down to this now support zone of 667. Solana here. Solana has been bouncing around 120, 130 to 180 for the past few months here. As you can see, we just broke above the relative resistance, and now we could look for our order blocks. We have the break of structure here, and as we can see, we have this order block holding with the now support zone. If we end up holding the support, we should bounce the support of 188 one more time perhaps, before pushing back above 220. If we push above 220 in the next few days, we should see the price of 260. If we end up closing below, though, 187, we should see price then come down and reject and probably head back down to about 138 to 126. Cardano here, again, relatively the same thing going on in every coin. We are flipping previous resistance. Unfortunately, we have tested support on a lot of the pairs already, and we're now making a break to the downside on a lot of the pairs. So if we don't end up holding 77 cents, then I'd expect price to get rejected back down to the lows of about 48 cents. At any point, if we start rallying, though, look for the break of $1 on Cardano here, guys. Chainlink's chart is very clear, beautifully clear here. As you can see, we are clearly rejecting that resistance, and if we break this low of about $21 in the next few days here, I'd expect price to push down to about $17 and perhaps maybe target the equal lows. But again, hopefully this move is strong and we could find support somewhere for the continuation up above 28 cents and head towards 34 cents. Stellar Lumens, big year for Stellar. Another huge push off our 20-cent support zone. Broke all of its previous resistance zones, and found resistance at our resistance zone of 51 cents. Unfortunately, it did try to hold support over the past few weeks, but now breaking below and obviously retesting our now flip support, so resistance. Unfortunately, headed back down for a bigger retracement. Could stop anywhere from 33 cents, could head down to sub 20 cents. I'd like to drag the fib level on this one because we did break highs, and as you can see, our fib is around 32 cents, matching with that 28 cents support there. But it does look like we have now broken support and we are going to continue to the downside. If at all we bounce one of these zones, though, we should head up, or if we get an alt season, could be great buying opportunity. Not financial advice, around 30 to 20 cents here for the eventual push up to 50, 60, 70, 80 cents. Avalanche here, as you can see, in a big accumulation phase, it seems like here. Not much in the way of support and resistance to show you guys, but as you guys can see, we're just accumulating around this support and resistance area of $21. H-bar, Hedra, pretty much the same story as XLM and XRP here. Breaking relative highs, creating that equal low, creating beautiful order blocks, and pretty clearly now breaking its support and possibly flipping into resistance for its retracement down to about 18 to 13 cents here. We could also drag the fib on this pair if you'd like. Seems like we're getting a retracement. Of course, in the next few days, if we end up coming up, we should bounce 22 cents and hopefully head to 32. Again, really dependent on alt season and the strength of the market, the relative strength of the market. Okay, coming into dots here, or polka dot here, excuse me. We don't have much price info. Let's go to Binance. Obviously, not much going on here. Seems like just accumulation at the lows here if you want to take the chance for the breakout on the upside. Not financial advice, just not a lot to analyze here. We are in accumulation phase on the low here. Excuse me. Again, I filmed this analysis earlier. Unfortunately, CapCut kind of screwed me over. I picked coins that I've heard about and I thought were popular. Again, this list might change. We're going to try to obviously go with the ISO coins, the compliant coins, and then obviously the top three, but the list, the other coins might change. Drop a comment with some recommendations, but I want to stick to popular coins or coins that have things going on. Anyway, again, breaking its relative resistance zone, so flipping support here. And as you can see, we broke high. So if these lows don't hold over the next few days, I would expect price to break down towards that $6 level. Oh, geez, I thought I deleted all this, but anyway, again, as you can see, Ondo here, trading between this support and resistance zone, accumulating between $1 and 60 cents here. But as you can see, we are getting resistance at that dollar resistance level. And if this low of 85 cents breaks today, I'd expect price to head down to about 70 to 60 cents here, back down to the support of 65 cents. In the next few days, if we end up holding one of these lows or bouncing one of these lows, we'll look for price to push above $1 and then head up here. Polygon, again, easy double up this year, 30 to 70 cents, but compared to the rest of the market, not performing well. Not financial advice, but I just look at this as an accumulation stage under 30 cents here. And if we end up getting alt season or maybe next market cycle, we could push up here back up to 50 cents. Algorand, same story as the other ISO coins. As you can see, we have a support zone that seems to be failing right now. We're still bouncing the 2020 or the 22 cent zone, excuse me. So there's still a shot we push up, but again, since the other coins like Stellar broke down, I'd assume that Algorand's also going to break down. But since we do have a strong push above and lows here, we could again find support in any one of these support zones or order blocks, and price will push back up to above 33 cents, headed for that 45-cent resistance. But for the meantime, again, I think we'll see price start to break below this 22-cent support and become resistance for a bit more of retracement. Quant getting rejected, break and retest now, headed downwards here. Again, probably for this 80% support and resistance flip, or maybe the order block that broke the high here. So at any point in the next few days, expect a tap into this order block around 96, and hopefully if it pushes from $96, and if it doesn't, if it breaks below $85, I would expect price to push down, bounce around support for a little bit. IOTA, pretty explosive year again, but very simply trying to hold support, breaks below, and then retests. And now we have resistance at 31 cents. We have a clear kind of accumulation bull flag here. Again, not much in the way of analysis besides we are in, clear accumulation zone historically, waiting for the next alt season or maybe next cycle. XDC, lower volume coin, but it is an ISO compliant coin, so we will cover it. And this is a perfect case study of support and resistance working very well. As you guys can see, we broke below, retested, failed to make new lows, and then broke above. So again, I'd be looking for XDC to bounce around 6 cents before heading back up. If it ends up obviously breaking 6 cents, it will probably head down for a bigger retracement. All right, guys, unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately, maybe this video was much better, but because of CapCut disappearing the video, I just managed to cut 40 minutes of content to 20 minutes of content. So maybe it was much more fast and informative and a lot less ums and uhs. And so maybe it was a good thing I redid the video. But that concludes the Crypto Charts daily report. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing every day here at Crypto Charts Daily. Just a quick morning market update, briefly going over the technical analysis of the day and what the charts and market direction looks like for today. In future videos, again, when I get more comfortable with this, we get a little faster, we're going to jump down into the lower time frames. Maybe I could have done that this video because we sped this one up quite a bit, shaved 20 minutes off this, but hopefully we went in depth enough, and hopefully this video was super informative and helpful, and I hope you guys would like to see more content like this. If you guys do want to see more content like this, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out a ton. Again, this channel is strictly going to be focused on technical analysis behind the crypto charts, so you guys can make the most informed decision every day. But anyway, guys, I thank you a ton for watching, and that was Crypto Charts Daily Market Report. Peace out.